Okay, that's our intro. So we have A minor chord, 5, 7, 7 with 5s. We got a D major chord, 5 on the A string, 7, 7, 7. And what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, and. So we have upbeats on the and of the 2, and of the 3, and of the 4. So it's 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to keep those ups going on the D chord. So it's like 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, so we're going to kind of repeat that thing, but we're going to have a little slide down the 10th fret to get ready for a verse at the end of the second time through of this intro thing. So 2, 3, and. Okay, so see how that works? Let's try it again. 3, 4. So that's the fourth beat. So we have like a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, then we're into the verse. We have the same kind of chords. We have the A minor again. We're going to have, but it has more of a feel of like a 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So it doesn't have that upbeat feel. So it's like 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So back to the D. Now we're going to have an E sus2. This is 7 on the A string, 9, 9, 7, 7. We're going to bring in the 8 for an E minor chord. So it's kind of like a. So I kind of feel like you can kind of go. Okay, so it's like 7, 7, 7, and then do 2 quick ones there. And it's da da dum dum, 3 and 4 and. Or you could kind of do the second measure where it just kind of hangs on that E minor. That'd be like 3 and 4 and. And then you'd be back to those chords. Okay, then we're going to move to a C chord. We got this big 8th fret, F shape, 3 and 4 and. Back to A minor. And then here we have a couple things we can do. This is like a B minor 7, 4, 4, 3, and 5. And we have the A minor 9 here. So this is a 7, 5, 5, and 7 on the bottom string. You could do that A bass with it. So this would be like. Okay, you want to make sure you get that whole chord in there. So this is like the first ending of a verse section. So again on the C, 3 and 4 and. We have O, 3, and 4 in the big string. Takes us into the next section of the verse. A minor D. You got that E. E minor. Okay, now we have a different riff for C. We're going to go. Okay, so just more kind of C stuff. We have a certain little riff. Okay, so that's 1, 3rd fret there, the 5th string. And then we're going to go to the 7th fret of the 5th string. To the 5 of the D. And then a couple chords here. 7 with 5. To 5 with 5. Back to that 7 over here. So check out the tab on this if you want to. Like. And then we're on this A minor part. So that's like, then just the G string, then all 3 of them, so into that minor 9 with the 7 on the bottom, so, and then da-da-dum, 7, 5, 7 there on the D, so. Now we're moving up to the B minor up here, 9, 7, 7. So we got 9, and then a 7, and then the 2 7s on the bottom. So now we're going to bring that pinky in here to get this hammer on of the 2 7s on the G and the B. But we're going to keep that bass note on that D string. So we got, then we have bass, chord, bass. So it's like, and that's on the upbeat of the 4, that A minor chord. Okay, so this whole part again would be like. Okay, and then we got the real killer riff in the middle, which I think might be George Harrison playing this one, I'm not sure. Okay, so real killer riff. It's going to start out on the 3 and 4 and. So we wait the first 2 beats. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. So that's D string, open, 4, 2 on the G string to that C note, 3rd fret of the A string. That one's going to ring over into the new measure, the first half of the first beat there. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what we do there is 0, 4, 2, 3, and then open G, open B, B note over here in the A string, 2nd fret, D string, 2 opens there, and then a G note up here to the B string. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we start at the top of the measure with the D chord. So we're going to go string D and then down 1 and back. So D, G, B, G, as far as the strings there. And then we're back to those first 4 notes. Okay, so you put it together and you got 1, 2. Now to mix it up every other time, you can go ahead and do that C note there, but start playing the notes underneath it, those opens, so you're not letting the 3 ring over into the new measure anymore, you're just playing straight through. So if we did the measure like that, it'd be. If you wanted to hold that one, that's how you'd hold that one. Now at the end of this, to get into the last verse, we're going to go. So open 2, 3, and then D, D, open D string, 4, 3, 2, down the A string, so it's. And then we're back into the last verse. A minor D. You got that E thing. A minor D again. You got your C. A minor. B minor 7 type thing. Okay, and that's how the song ends, is right on that A minor 9 there. This is going to be a G minor triad, F triad, D minor triad, C triad. So it's 12, 11, 10, the bottom 3 here. And that's 10, 10, 8 for the F chord. And then we have 7, 6, 5 for the D minor chord. And jump up a set of strings, 4, 3, and 2 for the 10, 9, and 8 for a C major chord. So it does that twice, and then after the second time, you do an A minor 7, which is all 5s with a 7 on the 5th string. So once again, 3, 4. Okay, then we're going to start our verse riff. We got the D major chord. We're going to have... Here we're going to a C, and we're hitting that G note. You can kind of make a chord out of that too. It's like a C9 chord. So, and you look in the tab, sometimes it'll just say he's just kind of doing that 3 and that open, and then that 2 and that open when it comes up. So the chords coming up here are B flat, 1, 3, 3, 3, up to C. But it kind of has a lead-in F bass note, boom, 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 and a G bass note, kind of. See that? Junk, 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 junk. I'd say like do it sometimes and don't do it sometimes, kind of mix it up, you know. Now the last time, take it on down to that B flat, C to B, B flat. So the last one to go like... Now we get into a new part. So this is going to be a C chord. This is like a wah-wah part where you'd be like wah, 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 wah. So C chord. This is a G chord, but we're hammering into the 2nd fret of the A string. I got a 3 down here. So it's like open to 2 and then open, open, 3. So it's C. Hammer into that. Now this is a B flat, so this is all 3s from the A string down to the B string. Hammering into the 5 there. Same thing for A. 2s with a 4. And then we're going to C up here, 5s to 7. Back to the G. B flat. C. And then we have D. We have that little fill right there. So we hammer into the 9th fret. We got those 7s. Then we have this little fill. So 7 and 9 on the D. 7, 7 on the G. 9 on the D back. So we got... Okay, and you get another verse, so... Remember the last one on the verse, down to the B flat, and you're into C, G, B flat, A, C, down to G, and B flat, C, D. Okay, and then in between these verses here, you got like, you get back to that intro thing. And something interesting about this, these are 5 beats, so it's like dun, 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 dun. You don't really think about it because the drums make it just feel natural in that, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All that. Okay, now we're gonna get into the solo, Eric Clapton solo. So we got. So I'm pretty sure Eric Clapton would bend it like this. Because he would do a lot of that when you take that finger and kind of misplace it to do the bends better, right? That's when you get that finger up here instead of, normally it would like be there in a position. So we got bend in the 12 and the G. And you got a little 10 and a 13 on the second string back to that 12 and the G. So it's that last one was down to the 10, 12, 12 to 10. So you're trying to get these notes to sustain into the other notes as much as you can. And then we have, so 12, 10, down to the 12 on the D, back up, D, down, little bend on that. And then we actually have a pull off on that one. D, and then you got a little half step bend, and then 2 full step bends on the 13. So the whole thing is like, so that's a little 10 to 13 on the second, and then you wait a slight second and you bend this 12 on the G. So bend, 12, 10, low 12, 10, and then 12 to 14, slide. And then we're going to get into this. We do this hammer on into another note there. So we got 13, 15 on the second, down to 13 on the first. Little groups of 3 notes. We're going to do this 9 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then you have a quick slide, 14 to 12 in the G. Pull off, end on that 12, and then we have a, so that's a 10 on the G, lower 12, da-da, 12, 10. Getting into one of those again, so we got the bend on the 12, little 10, 13. And then we have a 12, and then we have a series of notes that are hammer on, pull off to a lower note. So that kind of goes 3 times, so it's like. And then we have a D to do 12, 10 on the D to the A. Then we have a hammer on the D, da do, D da, D da, a couple pull offs. So let's take a review of the whole thing. We got. Now we get into the second page of the tab here. We got, so that's a 12, hold it a little bit, and then 10, 12, 10. Then we get into the 13 on the second string. So we kind of hold it, pull it, hold it, pull it, and then a quick one. And then we have a, so kind of a pause, and then a little 10. Kind of have a quick one. And then a longer one and a quicker one. So just kind of like listen for that one. And then we have a slight pause on the next measure. So that was a little 10, pull off, 13, 10, 12, back to 10. Hammer on, pull off, little bend on that one. 12, 10, 12. And here we have a step and a half bend with your first finger. This one takes a little strength and practice to get with this one. So we have a bends all the way to the sound of the 13th fret. And then we're going to bend that 12 up, 10, 13 on the second, 12 on the third, bend that 12. And then we have one of those hammer-on pull-offs to the lower note. And then we're going to get into a thing. So kind of a quick picking thing. And he's working the wah real heavy right there, too. This whole thing has great wah-wah on it, so listen for that as well. So 10, 12, bend, 12, 10, lower 12. Then we're going to go the second time. Little 10, 13, 10. So that one ends with dun, 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 do, dee, do, few 12. 12s there. Dun, 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 12, 12, 12. Then we're going to have this 10, 12, 14, hit a little 15 there, and then hit this 14 and 13. Hit that chord a few times. We got a big 1.5 step bend on this 15. And kind of a few of those bends, and then hammer on pull off, 15 twice. The end of that measure is 13, 15, little 13, 14, and then we get into towards the end. So we're gonna go through everything again. Let's start with the Then we're gonna have dee da dee da 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 dum, da da dee da 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 dum, and then 13, and then bend it, and then bend it again. Little 10 to 13 on the second. Bend that little 13. So that's gonna be bend, 13, hammer on pull off, 10 to 13. 13 on the second to the 10 twice. 13 and bend. And then this one goes da dee da dee da. So little 10, 13, 10, bend up and down, pull off here. 12, 10, 12, and then the end of that measure. Da doo dee da, and then getting a series of bends here. 12th fret bends a normal 1-step bend. 14 goes like a step and a half. So it fades out while it's doing that. All right, so I'm gonna try the whole solo one more time. Here we go. Okay, so that's our opening phrase from Had to Cry Today by Blind Faith, Eric Clapton, and Steve Winwood on guitars on this. So we're gonna have, so we have a hammer on, 3 to 5 on the D string, hit that 5 again, then we're gonna go to a 3 down here in the G with a little bit of a bend. And as we come down, we got 5, 3 on the D, down to 5 on the A, so we got, now we're gonna switch positions to the 1 and 3 on the A string. So we're gonna hammer that, hit it again, go to the D string open, and then 3, 1 to big 3 over here. We got 1 back to 3, and then we're gonna go. That's a B flat chord. You could just do the power chord part. You do these middle 3s to the 5s and backs, or you could do like include the bass. You can even kind of get that second string, make them major chords. Okay, so once again we got 2, 3, 4. So there's a little pickup note there. You can kind of hit that G string open right before you get started again. So it'd be. Now that third time we get a harmony that comes in and goes. So that one is 3 on the 2nd string, bend the 5th fret of the G string, 3 to 6 on the B string. And here we had a 3 on the 2nd string to 5 and 3 on the 3rd string. So, and then we're gonna go. So we had now D string. So 3, 5, 5, 3 on the G, 5, 3, back to 5 here. And we have this one on the 3rd of the D string, back to that 5 on the 5th string. So we got. So the first 2 will be the main riff, and then the next 2 will be that harmony riff. 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're into the verse. Then we have a little picking thing here. Right back to the riff. We're gonna get these 3s going on the 5th string, the 3rd string, and the 1st string. We're gonna go 3, 3, 3. So I'm doing a hybrid pick with that. I'm using my pinky on the top one. Variety of ways to do this though. So we got 3, 3, 3, and then we're gonna go 3, 3 to open on the E string. Then we're gonna bring that pinky to the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And we actually do that 3 sets in a row. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And then the bass note one more time, and that's a whole set. We're gonna do that whole set twice. So it's. Okay, that was 2 sets, and we're back into our riff. So let's do that nice and slow. 3, 4. Second time. And we're back to our riff. 3, 4. Okay, so we do the riff once, and we're right back into that verse thing. And then you could hit that harmony. And then we're gonna have, so that could be like a B flat to B, or you could do these middle 3s to 4s. And now we're in the part C thing here. Little chromatic descending thing. So we have 2, 4, 5 starting on the D string. So we're going kind of up and down. Now we're gonna go to the 3 here on the 2nd string. So we have 2, 3, 5. And I started on the 3, went to the bigger note, and then to the higher notes down. So it's. And then we're going 2 on the G string. So 2, 2, 5. Okay, so once again we got 3 and 4 and. And then you're on C sharp minor, 4, 6, 6, 5, 4. 4 beats. And then we have a C chord. Bum, ba-dum, A. And A carries a couple more beats there to finish out that measure. So we got. 2, 3, 4, C to the A. Back to the riff. C sharp minor again. We're gonna hold it at extra measure. And then C. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and. So we go to the those threes from a B flat chord there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then we're back into the riff. Okay, so we'll hit that part coming up again. Here we go. We're into another verse thing. Another verse thing twice. You got another riff, you can do the harmony. Then we get into that part C. And if you wanted to riff a little bit on this, think about sliding up into that C sharp and getting into your C sharp minor pentatonic. So it'd be like. Don't forget to hit your C down to A again. And then we'd have. Okay, so you can kind of jam on that C sharp minor even longer that time. Don't forget to get into your C a little bit and then get into your C down to that B flat. Okay, so that's kind of how you can handle that part C and do your own improvisations through that. Okay, then we're going to be back into the, we got that whole riff a couple times. You can do the harmony the second time. And then we're into a solo where that same riff goes behind the solo. And he's just doing. Okay, so that's all your like 15th fret, an 18 down here, 17s. That's where your G minor pentatonic kind of lives, and he's in this. So those are the positions he's mostly working out of there. You could also have. Get back down into your main position. Okay, so that's kind of how he's jamming out on the solos there. So just follow through the arrangement here, listen to the tune. I've got it all written out, how many times of everything. So after that solo, we come back in the main riff a couple times, do that verse thing a couple times, riff again, verse thing, riff again, C part again. Okay, C part finishes, you got part A, part B. Keep doing all that kind of stuff. Now, at the end of the song, we're going to hit this C part. We got that C to A thing. Now, it's not going to go to the second ending. It's going to keep doing that same thing. So you do 5 times of that C sharp minor for a bar, and then the C to A, and you're back into same thing, C to A. Now once you've done that 5 times through, we're going to have the other ending. Extra bar. 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, here they got some weird stuff. They got some panning going on and stuff, and so you kind of might wait once before you get that riff going again, but he's got another solo, kind of keep the riff going. At the end of the song, we're going to have 4 times of the riff. It's going to end with. Okay, and it's got some little weird notes going on in there in the end, but that's about good for this one. Okay, so that's the first riff from Layla by Derek and the Dominoes, Eric Clapton, and Dwayne Allman on the slide on this one. So we have. So So the first thing we have is this riff. Open to 3 on the A. Open 3 open on the D. Back to that 3 on the A, the C note, to the D note there, the open D. And then we're going to slide down this power chord, D power chord, 5 and 7, down to the C power chord. And that's we're on the A string, the D string. Down to the B flat power chord, 1 and 3. So we have. Now once I've done this slide down to the 1 and 3, I'm going to do a chord there off that open and 3, down to that G note, 3rd fret, big string. So. And then I'm going to come up here to the 3-5, the C, and make like a chord off that one, the open and the 5 after I do this chord. Got that open and 5. Back to that G bass, to the D power chord. Okay, so that's the main riff there. Now the other guitar gets going. Okay, so that's 10 and 13. Got that 13, 10. We're going to bend that 13 up and down. 12, 13 on the 2nd string to that 10th fret on the bottom. So it starts the same, and then we're going to go to the 15. And then 12, 13, 10. Okay, so what happens interesting there is we go into a C sharp minor chord, and it kind of changes the key. So what he's done here is he's gone from a C note into a C sharp note to match that chord. And it kind of changes keys, modulates right there. So we're coming out of that half step bend on that 13th fret there, and that matches that chord, like I say. All right, and then the main rhythm part goes into that part like that. So we have the sliding chords. We're going to slide this 3 to 4 over here. So after we do our chord, we normally go to that G. We're going to go into the G sharp, and that takes us into that C sharp minor, which is we're sliding into that G sharp up here, but our normal chord is 4, 6, 6, 5, 4. Now we have G sharp minor, 4, 6, 6, and 4s down here. So we got C sharp minor, G sharp minor, back to this one, but it's shorter though. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 1 bar each. But then this is like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that one was like it had 2 beats on this one, and then 1 beat on this C7, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, to the D7. 5, 7, 5, 7, 5. Those are 1 beat each, so that measure would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up to the E7, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7. Same shapes, each one of those. And you could also do the big E. This is going to be for a whole bar, so 4 beats. Okay, so once again, that would be verse, C sharp minor, G sharp minor, C sharp minor, C7, D7, E7 for 4. Now we're going to go F sharp minor, 2, 4, and 2s. To the B major, 2, 4, 4, 4 with that ring finger. So we're going E major to A, back to the F sharp minor, B, and E, and stop. Back to that part. So it'll do that riff a few times, and then it'll come back with a next verse. You got the G sharp minor, C sharp minor, C7, D7, E7, F sharp minor to B, E to A, F sharp minor to B again, E with a stop, and Okay, so once again, the riff up here was. Half step. Now there's a riff here, it goes. And you can kind of improvise a little bit there with that scale. But so the first thing we got that half step that goes into the new verse. Now you have this riff. So you could bend up and down on the 12 and the B string, pull off to the 9, and then take this 10 up. Full step bend. So you got. And then you're going to bend this one up and down. Pull it off to the 9. Bend the 11 in the G string. And then you can kind of improvise a little bit with some of these notes from this E major pentatonic. So you got some of these notes. So there's kind of some ad libs and stuff going on in there, but you basically got. You know, kind of in the background of those other changes and stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at all that once again. We got. That's our main riff, and we go back into a verse like this. Okay, and we got. And it ends with, goes into a verse like. Okay, stuff like that. So then the end part of the song on the piano is like. So it's just a C chord and then 0-1-3 on the bottom string. And then you want this F chord. You could kind of lead in. Get your pinky there so it's set up for the F9 that has 3, 2, 1, and a 3 on the bottom there. So it'll be C. We go to the 1 on the bottom, to the open, to the 3 on the second string. Do that a couple times. And then we have a B flat 7. So that's starting on the A string, 1, 3, 1, 3. And then go 1 on the G string, 1, 3, up to the 5, back to the 1, 1. Back to C. So then we start with C. Back to C. B flat 7. Okay, so that's a whole 12 bar. And that was a 12 bar where we do the A7 4 times. Now the riff that's happening here is bass, bass, rest of the chord. So we actually wait till after the third beat. So it's like 1 and 2, 3. We have a hammer 5 to 7. Like halfway through that third beat, like 3 and be like the last 2 16th notes of that beat. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, E and Okay, so these last two is 5 to 5 7. So there's a little pause on that first 16th of the fourth beat. So it's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, E and Okay, so the 4 you don't do anything. You go 5 and then hammer 5 7 on the D. So 2 3 4. 1 and 2 3. D7 9. So D7 would be like that. When we put this E in there with this D chord, we get a D7 9. So we're gonna have bass, bass, chord. Same exact riff over here. Bass, bass, chord again. So that was 4 A7s and 2 D7 9s. Then we're gonna come back to the A7 twice. And then we start the turnaround. This is the E7 sharp 9, 7 6 7 8. We're gonna go same riff again, and then down to the D7 raised 9. That's gonna be 5 4 5 6. Back to A7 for 2. Okay, so let's try that turnaround. 2 3 4. Okay, now when a verse comes in, it's going to do that quick change to the D. So we're going to go 3 4. D again. Turn around. Okay, and then another verse, so you have that quick change. And so on and so forth. Okay, now there's a spot later in the song where we're going to have a stop. And then you have a 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you kind of like pause, you have a stop, you got the E to the D, and then stop on the A, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And come in with that riff after that. So it's like a 4 beats you wait, then you wait one more beat. So it's like 2 3 4 1 2. So you hit that 2, and after the 3 you come in and finish that little riff. Okay, so now we're gonna get into some Eric Clapton solos and fills. So the intro solo is gonna come in like this. Okay, so let's get all that. We had 8 to 10 on the second string, hammer. Then we're gonna do it again to the 8, and then there's gonna be one more 8 right after this. So let's see how there was one more 8 before that 9 to 7 slide. So a little bend on that 5 to the 7, a little bend again on that 5. So we got the bend up and down on the 7, pull it off, lower 7, little bend again on that 5. So and then we're gonna go 8 10, little 8 to 10. Now that third time we go, first time we hold a little bit, and we go kind of quick on those last 2 sets, right? And then third set kind of has a where they ring together and they get a little grip between them. So we got. So that was a quick slide, 5, little bend, 7, and then Here we slide into the 9 on the G, 8, 8, 10 on the second string to that 8 right there. So the whole thing is. And then the turnaround happens. And then the fill comes back. So we wait till after the first beat. We go 1, 2, and that's the 4E and. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4E and then we go. So 7, a little bend on the 5, 7 to 7 going down the strings there. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then a verse happens, and then we have verse fills, but the verse fills don't come in until the 5th bar, so it's like. 1, 2. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 1, 2. Okay, so timing is tricky on these. You got to listen to this a lot to get those. This next fill is going to wait till after the 1. It's going to go 1. So bend the 8 on the second string. 1, 2, and then you're going to pull it down off to the 5. To the 7 on the G. A little bend on that 5. So then go down those 7s again. He likes to do that a lot. And then we'd have the turnaround. So this one we come in on the 2, 1, 2, do that little 5, 8, 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we kind of hold that over in the next measure, little bend, and then we go 7 to 7, 7, so 2 7s at the end there. So all these fills would be 1, 2, and then later on we got 1. And then after the turnaround, we'd have 1, 2. Okay, next verse, same thing. We got to wait for the 5th bar. We're going to have 1, 2, 3. So we slide into the 9 on the and of the 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. We go down to those 8s. And 4, and 1, 2. So 10 to 8 there. So we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, then our next fill is going to go 1. So we have on the 2, we bend to 7. 1, 2, 3, E, and do the little 5, 8, 5. 1, 2. So we do that 7 to 9 to a little 8. Go back to that 5. Kind of a soft little bend on that 7. So 1. And then the next one, 1. Okay, kind of typical stuff. 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 7. Now we start the solo. So we slide into the 14 on the G, and then we have 13 and 15. We're going to do a big bend on that 15. And then 14 to bending that again. We got 13 twice to that 14. So we got. Little bend on that 13, so da-da-dum-dum. We're going to bend the 15 again. 15, 13 to 14. Kind of slide that 13 down. So we slide into the 9, 8, 8. A lot of the same riffs, just in different contexts here and there. Pull off 10 to 8 there. Quick slide. 7, 7. So it's. Now we're going to have this is 5 to 6 on the 3rd string, little 5 to 8 on the 2nd. We're going to slide it way up there. And then we have a pickup into a new measure with some bends. We have 10, 13 on the 2nd, little 10, and then we're going to bend this 13 on the 2nd actually 6 times. So it's. So after the 6 bends, you got. And then slide that 10 down. So it's. And again, we have the. This one's going to end with some 5s down here on the G and B strings. Next verse fills, we're going to have kind of the same thing. 5th bar, we come in, slide into that 9 and 8 on the 3rd and 2nd strings, and then kind of slide into that 9 again, hit the 8 again. Okay, so this is kind of a typical sliding up, down, but instead of ending on that 7 this time, he's going to let that one end on that 5. Here's where that stop is. 1, 2, 3. And then we have these fills. Okay, so this one has a big 10, 1.5 step bend, kind of wild vibrato. 10, 8, 10, 8, 10. Now we're going to bend this 8. And it gets kind of quiet in these fills because it's behind still some vocals. So bend the 8. 8, 8. Up and down that 7 to the 5. Kind of sounds like it's doing that to me. It's really buried though. And then we're going to have a. So 8, bend, 8. Up and down on that one. Very common notes. Little 8, 10 again. You can barely hear this one, but it's bend on the 7, 8 on the 2nd, 5 to 5. And then we get the. One and, so on the and of the 1, you got 1. So we had bend the 3, little open, 5-0 pull off, 3-0 pull off. So you got to bend up and down on that 3, 1, 3, 1, and then 3 to 5, little 3, come back to that 1 there. So. And that sounds really strange with the, to give that strange brew effect, right? With the last chord here, which. Bum bum ba da 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 dum da da dum 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 dum. So that's an A7-9 chord there. We got big 5, nothing on the A, 5, 4, and 5. You could also do that like this: open A with 5, 4, open, open. Kind of sounds cool with the